Matt, getting back to the Wilson Contreras thing, I don't know if it's possible that we could actually underrate Yadier Molina, but we hear comments from John Mozeliak, and we knew this, but basically for almost 2 decades, you didn't really have to worry or concern yourself with the catching position because Yadi had it all taken care of. I mean, and I think some of this is intangibles. We all know Yadi had a rocket of an arm and all that, but do you think this is also, I mean, Yadi's baseball IQ in terms of handling a staff and calling pitches and knowing the league? When you look at the fact that I think the Cardinals' team ERA was about a half run lower for his whole career when he was catching versus the backup, I mean, that's a pretty stark contrast.
I don't think in St. Louis, none of us underappreciated Yadi. Maybe on the national scene, people maybe underappreciated him. But I know if you'd ever been around him or you'd ever spent time with him or ever talked to any of his teammates, you would know the significance of the role that he played as when Yadi was back there. It was like this comfort blanket, that everybody had, that he was going to make the pitcher better, that he was going to nurse the pitcher along when needed, that he was going to do whatever it took to get the best out of each pitcher, and the time that he put in to study each hitter and to study each pitcher. There was just a trust factor, that experience, obviously his baseball IQ, his family. Like there's just so many parts into what made Yadi great. It is very difficult to follow Yadi and to replace Yadi, and I think that you're seeing some of that with kids, and that people, that you sort of turning the reins over to him because he had been able to mentor underneath Yadi for several years now, and sort of copy him and have the opportunity to listen and learn from him, and maybe he turns around and can help Contreras with that. So I think that there is this sort of like, man, we do miss Yadi, and obviously you miss his play on the field, but I think you miss his brain and his presence in the clubhouse equally as much. So I would never understate, Yadi's importance. I don't think most guys, like I said, in the organization or people that played with him or been around him, they know what an incredible influence he had on the organization and how spoiled we were for so long.